I'm Tony Haynes, and I'm joined now by Mike Uremovich, and he is NC State's offensive line coach. Welcome to the Wolfpack.
Thank you. Excited to be here.
Boy, yours is an interesting story, how you got into the coaching business. You're a student at Purdue, but you're not a football player.
Yeah.
And now here you are as an offensive line coach and a former head coach. How did that all come about?
I had a great high school coach who was the winningest coach in history of the state of Illinois. And when I got done playing in high school, I wasn't big enough to play Division I, and I said, hey, I want to coach college football. What should I do? He said, start coaching now. Turns out it was terrible advice. I found out all these guys in coaching were Division III and Division II coaches, but I got a chance to coach while I attended Purdue University at McCutcheon High School and then Providence Catholic, so that got me a GA job right when I graduated. So it all worked out.
Do you think it's more valuable for a guy like yourself and many in the coaching profession when you start at a low level and you have to work hard to get yourself to a top echelon position like you have now?
I'm a little biased because that's the path I took, but Dave Doeren, you know, our head coach, he had a similar, he played in college, but he started at a 1AA non-scholarship school and kind of worked his way up. And I think when you do that, you get an appreciation at each step that you get farther along. You know, some of the things that maybe if you didn't work at the lower levels, you might take for granted. And it teaches you how to do things the hard way. You know, at the Division III level, the head coach is painting the fields. They're driving the bus, they're doing the laundry, they're planning the travel. So you really learn what it takes to run a football program the right way. So it was a great experience for me.
Well, I know offensive linemen always think they're the smartest guys, the most cerebral players, and they do have to be technicians and they have to know a lot. So how is it that you ultimately became an offensive line coach?
My high school head coach was a line coach.
Yeah.
So he told me if you're going to understand football, it's all about line play. And I started coaching line my third year, and then as a head coach, I continued to coach it. And that's just something that I've done every year except for the last year. For the last 13 years, I coached the running backs in Northern Illinois.
You know, it's always been said that people don't pay attention to an offensive lineman unless they give up a sack or they're called for a holding penalty. Do you think that those positions, those guys playing those positions, are probably the most, I don't know, underestimated guys on the football field?
They're underappreciated, but that's something that we take pride in as an offensive line, that we don't want to be noticed. You know, we want to go to work every day with our lunch pail and a hard hat and work every day. And when the day's over, you come back in, you take pride knowing that you worked as hard as you can to make the quarterback or the tailback or whoever it is look good. But that's the beauty of coaching offensive line, is they're guys that come to work every day. They don't get a lot of credit. There's great camaraderie in that room. When you got a good line, it's 5 guys and their backups and everybody else working together, because you can't be good as an individual. You got to be good as a unit, and you got to take pride in being a physical unit, and that's what's great about coaching that position.
So just recently, you stepped foot in Carter Finley Stadium for the first time, and the Murphy Football Center, a wonderful facility. What were your initial impressions?
Wow, what a great facility. You know, I knew I was coming up here, so I got a chance to look at some of the things online. But when you get here in person and see the facilities and all the things there for the student athletes to get better, both football-wise and then the academic center on campus and everything that NC State has to offer, it's a first-class facility, and they're going to get a first-class education and get a chance to play for a first-class football program. And that's all you can ask for, your college football experience.
When did you first cross paths with Dave Doeren?
2 years ago, when he initially got the job, and I was a head coach at the University of St. Francis. The offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, who's coming here at NC State, I worked with him 12 years ago as a GA. So I started to get around the program, and he came back to Northern to be the offensive coordinator. And then after their first season, Matt left to go to Wisconsin, but Dave and I had kept in touch, and he asked me if I was interested in joining the staff. And we had just finished a great year at St. Francis, and I felt like it'd be a good time for our assistant head coach to move up and be a head coach, and for me to make the next step too. So it worked out very well for me and the guy at St. Francis and for Dave.
Mike Uremovich, NC State's new offensive line coach.